Let's give her the boy gang! Welcome back. Clap hands. This is Let's Give Her the Boys channel. Let's go. So today we are gonna be watching Zeck films. I'm just kidding. Zeck films. Everybody's hyped about this. So let's go. Done. Hey. Go on the search bar. Zeck. Guys, don't mind me. I'm sick. Films, yeah. We want the original guy. Is this the Zeck films? Yeah, this is him. So we're gonna react to his shots.
He was way too short to join the army, but a tumor was developing in his brain. It triggered his hormones, and suddenly the 4'6" man started to grow. His hands, feet, and tongue expanded, and he grew over 2 feet in just a few years. But as he did, his spine curved. Soon his vision blurred, and eventually he had trouble hearing. Finally, doctors removed the tumor, which slowed his growth, but it didn't stop it completely. By the time he died, he was 7'8", making him the only man to live as both a dwarf and a giant. When you shower, warm water loosens strands of your hair from your scalp. These hairs fall and slide into the drain with the water. The strands wrap around parts of the drain and catch more hair as it falls. And over time, this hair builds up, tangling into a thick clump. Now, if you saved every strand from every shower for 13 years, you would have almost 500,000 pieces of hair, which would be just enough to knit a sweater. When a man rode into town on his donkey, with his son walking next to him. But people scoffed, saying the man was cruel for making the boy walk. So they switched. The boy rode and the man walked. Then others said the boy was disrespectful for making his father walk. So they both decided to ride on the donkey together. Now people said they were hurting the donkey. So they both got off and walked beside it. But even then, people laughed. What good is a donkey if no one's riding it? And that's when they learned. Trying to please everyone really just pleases no one.
Yeah.
They put long metal spikes in the center of the plate before placing hundreds of them on top of the ship. You see, this roof was designed to protect soldiers from boarding enemies, impaling them as they jumped onto the iron spikes. The holes cut into the sides let cannons fire in every direction, helping them attack enemies without getting hit. They also placed a dragon head in the front, which spewed out smoke from a hidden torch to confuse nearby enemies. But the ship cost too much to make, and they also entered a time of peace, meaning they eventually stopped making the turtle ship. She heard music coming from her own teeth, and she thought these songs were secret spy messages. But some of her teeth had been filled in, and fillings in teeth can actually sometimes act like tiny receivers. If conditions are right, radio signals can actually vibrate inside, causing your skull to also vibrate, which creates sound inside your head, meaning she wasn't really hearing spies, just accidental radio broadcasts in her mouth. If you place an orange sideways and slice it with a sharp knife to create 2 even halves, you can use your thumb to push firmly on the peel from the outside. This will flip the orange half inside out, making the slices look like flower petals. And you'll be left with bite-sized chunks, which you can easily pluck off one by one without getting covered in juice.
This is first time I see
the lion followed her on the movie set, until suddenly it lunged at her. It clamped its jaws around her side and began shaking.
Look at the animation.
And when she looked back, the film crew was running, afraid that they would be next. Only the trainer stayed, shouting for the lion to drop her, and it finally let go. But then it pinned her down with its paw. She escaped with just a few scratches and went right back to filming.
No!
Lay down on a bed of nails. Your body weight is spread across thousands of points, and this means the pressure on each nail is too low to break the skin. But if one nail sticks up just a bit higher than the rest, then all that weight gets focused onto a single point. This would be strong enough to puncture your skin, which is why they need to be perfectly level.
If a person
His
make a
20-pound
mistake,
metal necklace started
yeah,
to
you are
pull
done.
away.
If a person make a mistake, bro, you are done. Done. Cooked. Bro, never do this shit, bro. But if you have done it, it's nice for you, bro. You must continue. But me, I'll never do that shit, bro.
From his chest as he stepped into the room. He reached out to help his wife get up from the MRI table, but the machine was still on, and it had one of the most powerful magnets on Earth inside. It created a force 60,000 times stronger than Earth's magnetic field. Suddenly, his necklace shot forward, violently dragging him head first into the machine, and he died the next day from his injuries. Tiny sensors inside the handle pick up the small shaky tremors in a person's hand. Then they send that information to a chip inside, which detects if the movement is a small rapid tremor or a real intentional move. Then motors in the spoon's head shift in the opposite direction of the shake. So if your hand shakes left, the motor moves right to cancel it out. And this happens in a fraction of a second, keeping the food steady. He pooped directly into the golf holes, wiped, and then disappeared into the night. And the next morning, golfers discovered his work while playing. Now, he did this for 10 years, so the groundskeepers installed floodlights to try and catch him. But he climbed a tree, shimmied across a branch, and unplugged the lights, all without falling or getting electrocuted. And since he was never caught, he just kept using the holes as his toilet, leaving golfers in fear of finding his next poop.
Please.
The blades spin so fast that the bird can't see them until it's too late. And hundreds of thousands of birds die from this every year. So researchers experimented by painting just one blade black. The single dark blade stands out as it begins to rapidly spin. And this breaks the blurred illusion, making all three spinning blades visible. Birds notice them early and change course, dropping fatalities by nearly 70%. Imagine there's a $10 million check with your name on it, sitting in the middle of the Amazon jungle. And it's all yours. You just have to go get it. Now, you know you don't have the money for a plane ticket, but that's not going to stop you. You sell all your possessions, beg for money from everyone you know. Once you land, you hitchhike through remote villages, and when the road runs out, you walk for miles, hungry and exhausted. You even have to sleep in the dirt. But none of that stops you, because you know the money is waiting for you. And that's the power of belief. When you truly believe in your goals, nothing can stop you. The struggle doesn't scare you, because the reward is certain.
That is true.
If you shoot at Kevlar, the fibers act like a net as the bullet hits. Each thread is 5 times stronger than steel by weight, and they're stacked in dozens of layers. Instead of letting the bullet rip through, the layers catch it, spreading the force over a wide area. And this soaks up the bullet's energy before it can tear into your body. But high-powered rifle rounds and sharp knives can still break through the weave. That's why extra plates are added. It causes the bullet to shatter on impact, and the layers catch the pieces before they can reach your skin. If you shoot at Kevlar, the fibers act like a net. He laid down in the park, right under a 16-pound pine cone. Suddenly, it fell and landed right on his head. It crushed his skull, and surgeons had to remove part of the bone. You see, this was a type of Australian pine, and the cones can grow up to 40 pounds. It was planted in a public park as an exotic species, but the man argued there should have been warning signs and sued the government for $5 million. He won the case, and the park put up signs and barricades, as well as netting under the branches, meaning no one else would fall victim to the giant cones. As the sun sits in space, it warps space-time almost like a net, and this causes the Earth to roll around the dip. But since it's moving sideways, it keeps looping around in orbit instead of falling in. Now, if the sun suddenly vanished, it would no longer be creating that dent that pulls the planet towards it. But because the sun is 93 million miles away from Earth, for 8 minutes we would still be riding the dent, until the change finally hits us and we would slip free into the abyss.
Wow.
As the sun sits in
That
space,
means the
it
earth
warps
will be all dark.
space-time. They uncovered a massive foot as they dug the well.
Yeah,
And as they
goodbye guys. Thank you for watching the video if you watched it, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.